All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. I'm Heidi Fish, and I am here with Tami Schiltz. How are you today, Tami?
I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome. Thanks for joining me. I'm super excited to chat with you today. So, this month I'm talking all about mindset, and in particular, this week is about your body and loving your body. And of course, I just got goosebumps. You were the first person that came to my mind as someone that I would love to talk to and interview on this topic because you have shifted my life. It's also 3:33, by the way, in so many ways. So first of all, I would love for you to just tell everyone a little bit about yourself, who's in your family, what you do, what you're passionate about.
Okay, that's a loaded question. So I guess I'm a registered dietitian. I'll get into that in a little bit and kind of how that all came about. But I also have a 7-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son. Both are awesome, cool kids. We live in Madison, and I grew up small town on a farm. I'm the youngest of 4 girls. You can look into that all you want, but I was not spoiled. But I mean, my whole journey, what this conversation is all about, and the body love, self-love, all that kind of stuff, I started developing, which I didn't realize until a couple years ago, some body dysmorphia in around that 3rd grade range, which turns out is actually really, really common. It's a really, really sensitive age around that 3rd and 4th grade. And I spent a lot of time figuring out why that started and where that came from. But along the way, I did a lot of things. I tried not eating in high school, and then I emotionally binge ate my way to a 40-pound weight gain in college. And I was an exercise sports science major, so you can imagine.
We practice what we need to learn, right?
I'm like around all of these incredibly fit, awesome athletes, and so that, in terms of the confidence, wasn't great. But I also knew in that moment, I can't just help people exercise. That's what I was going to school for. If I was going to be a personal trainer or doing something like that. But I wanted to help people like me. Like, I am exercising. Why am I still gaining weight? Why am I still emotionally binge eating? So I thought I would go get my master's in nutrition, and that would obviously fix my problems. It didn't. But I learned more along the way, and just have done so much work, or really had to do a lot of unlearning, I guess is a better way to say it, because of all the different rules and diets and beliefs and things that I've had over the years. And so, it kind of led me to this really cool place.
Yeah. So you've already kind of got into it, but what made you shift? Obviously, you were doing all of these external things to try to control your body, the exercise science, the restrictive eating, getting your master's and being a dietitian. When did things kind of shift to realizing that it's more internal and that unlearning? And when did that shift happen for you?
Gosh. I mean, really within the last 5 years, honestly. And I just got to a place where on paper, everything looked right. According to the paper, like I was eating
the numbers.
All the numbers, everything. I was exercising all the time. I was drinking the water. I was doing the things. And in any other standards, I should have been in perfect health and loving myself and all that. And I just wasn't. And I kept like, why do I keep getting in my own way? And it really kind of came about, when I started incorporating the same nutrition like that brought us together, really started to help me turn inward, because I started to just feel lit up inside and feel different. And I started to have this whole new sense of appreciation for my body. And that really kind of started like opening up this pathway of, whoa, what is this? You spent all these years hating your body, but I also had a coach at that time, and she said a couple of things to me that really, really stood out. I mean, I would, again, with body dysmorphia, you look in the mirror and it doesn't matter what you look like, you're going to tear yourself apart. And I always hated my lower half, like hated. I was the girl, 18-year-old in Spain wearing jeans in 120-degree weather. Like that was me.
We all have that part that we love to hate.
Yes. And I just remember she said, like, what you focus on, you find. And I just remember that something like that just clicked for me, because, well, if I hate my lower half, why do I want to keep focusing on the fact that I hate my lower half? Like, why wouldn't I want to focus on how I want it to look and how I want it to feel? And so from there on, I just changed that mantra. And I'm like, I'm healthy, lean, and strong. I'm healthy, lean, and strong. And so that was a big turning point for me, was just realizing how powerful my thoughts really were and that my body really does hear everything I say.
Yeah. I just wrote a post about that today. those cells are listening. So obviously, just with the way our culture is and our society, so many people, and especially women, struggle with body image issues and trying to change, how they feel. And we get so focused on trying to change our bodies instead of focusing on changing how we feel about our bodies.
Yes.
So if someone's watching this right now and they're like, man, I really am struggling with the way I look at my body and I want to change it, but I don't know how. Like, those voices are so loud in my head. How can I shift on that journey, Tami?
I think the first place to start is just finding one thing that you can be grateful for your body. I don't care if it's like something as simple as like, oh my gosh, I'm breathing. That's cool. Thank you, body. I mean, honestly, when you really look at all the things your body does for you, it's so amazing that we are these living beings doing things. It's amazing. And so you just tap into one silly little thing, or, I was like, oh, look at my, my curls. I'm like, whatever. I don't care.
Your hair looks amazing.
I just did it about 5 minutes ago. But honestly, just one thing in that moment, even if you're looking in the mirror and you just got done tearing yourself apart, but just to find one thing that you can be appreciative for. And it doesn't have to be about appearance, because you're right, we're so focused on appearance, but it's like, what internally can we focus on? And sometimes we look at, if we feel bloated or lethargic or whatever, and we get so mad about that, but really your body is responding to what you are doing or not doing. And so even to be grateful for that feedback. That feedback is so important, that your body is trying to tell you something. And the volume, the noise in our life is so loud that we miss out on those simple little cues. And so just to be appreciative, like, wow, my body actually does give me feedback. I just don't listen.
Yeah.
So that's where you can start, is just find one simple thing that you can help to shift your focus away from that feeling of hate and disgust. Because honestly, we have all tried to reach our goals starting with that feeling of hate and disgust. And where has it gotten us? So I just feel like, what if we tried to come from this place of love and gratitude or appreciation for our body? Like, let's try that on and see how that fits, because I bet it feels so much better.
Yeah, for sure. And I found, even if you have a hard time finding that physical thing that you want to have gratitude for with your body, having gratitude towards what it allows you to do. Like, just thinking about last night, like holding my daughter in my arms, and I was thinking how she's starting to outgrow my lap, but just having that gratitude for having this body that allows me to have that connection and that physical contact with her, So even if you can't like look at yourself and say, I love my hair or my legs today, just having that gratitude for what your body allows you to do.
That is so true. And when you think, sometimes it's just about that little bit of perspective, like to be able to walk up my stairs, be able to hold your kid, give them a hug, or carrying the groceries. Like, it's things like that. Like, gosh, your body is so strong. And sometimes you just look at that, like, I carried in 5 bags of groceries. Like, dang. Like, anything to just help you feel like your body, like you appreciate it. Because I feel like if your body feels that, and it's like, she's recognizing what I do for her. Cool. Like, your body, like, it wants to work with you so much, and it really does want the best for you. And if we can actually work with it instead of feeling like we're at war, it's a game changer. It really is.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to go off our questions a little bit, because what you're talking about makes me think of this little thing that I have by my desk right here. So I'm going to just, throw in a little plug for you. So Tami has this amazing course called Fiercely Focused, which she and I have been using the same nutrition for 5 or 6 years or whatever together. And coming out of the pandemic, I reached out to Tami and I was like, I just need some accountability there, someone to help me remind me to love my body again. Cause I just got in this place of, well, of course you don't feel good about your body. You've been treating it like shit the last few months, during the pandemic. And so I did your course, and it was amazing. It really helped shift that trajectory back for me of being grateful for my body and loving my body and finding that peace within myself. So just give us a quick overview of what that course is and kind of the stuff you focus on, because I feel like it is so much more about the mindset, not just, yes, you give a lot of great practical tools on what to put in your mouth, but yeah, just tell us a little bit about your course.
Yeah. And really that kind of came about because I had been using that nutrition, but there is a certain time within my timeline where you can see that something shifted. All of a sudden my body looked very different. And that really was when I focused on the what you focus on, you find thing. And I really started to shift my thoughts. And since then, like, whoa, I can't explain it any other way. And I've helped people with that nutrition before, and some people could take it and run with it, but others would find a way to sabotage themselves as well. And I'm like, I know these tools work. We just got to get out of our own way. Yeah. And so that's really kind of how this program was created, because I know the power in those tools and really to help honor your body, to give your body consistent nutrition every single day, because that's what a lot of times we're missing. We try to pile on the exercise, but then we don't give it more resources to do anything with that exercise that we did, or we just keep putting more and more demands on our body, but taking away more and more of the resources it needs.
Yeah.
And so this is about adding that stuff back in, and the tools that we use really can help you get back in tune with your body and really start to listen to that feedback. And so, yes, we incorporate, nutrition tools, and I give you my little tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, it's really about helping people understand their stories. Because when we think about why we self-sabotage, like we beat ourselves up like it's this crappy lack of willpower or whatever. And that's not the case. It's usually something that's, maybe happened when you were in 3rd or 4th grade that keeps playing out as an adult. And we just never give ourselves time to go there or think about that or have the support to even know. And so I feel like this program just kind of cracks people open to understand that. Like, that's why I shovel in food so fast. That's why I feel like I need to hurry up and eat this, because gosh, when I grew up, we were in and out the door all the time. And if you didn't eat, it's just all of a sudden, it's like all these things make sense now. We understand why they do the things they do. And we stop beating ourselves up, because now you see that it was probably this like younger version of you just trying to protect you in your adulthood. It's just such a cool, powerful thing. And so, but it really is so much more of the mindset, really taking ownership of our thoughts, because I really do believe that, our bodies are a reflection of our thoughts. And that's a hard swallow for a lot of people, because we like blaming our body when it's like, oh crap, that's on me. But when you do, and you get that and you understand how truly powerful your thoughts are, like you have control over that. And we just give you the tools of how to catch, evil, nasty thoughts that you wouldn't ever say to anyone else, but you think is okay to say to yourself. We catch those, help you reframe, when you have those thoughts, and just really, again, how to focus on loving, honoring, nourishing your body moving forward.
Yeah, I love that. I love the idea of cracking it open. I think so many of us, look at our bodies as this thing, but we don't realize that there's this kind of invisible little bubble inside us where we've, compressed all of these stories throughout our lives. And there's a lot of shame and pain and guilt attached to those things. So we'd rather just be mad at our physical body rather than cracking that open. But cracking it open is the real secret to unlocking that true love for your body, and working together.
Well, and that's just it, is I think when people really look back at why those things are happening, and when they start to understand more of that maybe inner child stuff, it's actually can be a beautiful part of your story. It can be a really beautiful part of healing. Like we don't need to shun or be ashamed of that. And I think we just help, again, like crack you open so you understand that. And it just gives you a different lens to look at your story instead of feeling ashamed or embarrassed about it. It's embracing that story, because your story is beautiful and powerful, and it's made you.
Yeah. Well, and I also think when you unpack those stories, for me personally, it helps you realize that a lot of those stories we have aren't even our own. They're ones that we got from our parents, who got from their parents, and they're these generational patterns that are just playing out in your life. And so removing yourself from that as being like your story. You're like, oh, I just learned this. This doesn't have to be me. I can choose to tap into the real me and break those generational patterns. So I think there's a lot of freedom in that, in cracking it open and realizing that it's not actually you.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. I mean, and a great example of that is the Clean Your Plate Club, because people remember like their parents or their parents, the way they grew up or coming out of the depression, and it's like, and that just has continued to trickle. And we know that just cleaning your plate, having that visual, but yet your body has told you it was done bites ago, is like, okay, but that's a hard one. That's a hard one for people to unlearn because it's so ingrained. And that is definitely one of those generational things.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we should probably wrap this up. Do you have any last parting wisdom or advice of someone that's watching this and just really struggling with loving their body right now?
Again, I think the biggest thing is just looking at what your body is doing for you now and just recognizing that coming from that place of hate and disgust, it isn't getting us anywhere. So just like try this on and see how that feels, and also get support to do it, because we're not taught how to do this. We're not taught how to love ourselves. And actually, we're not taught how to feel our feelings.
Yeah.
My daughter is now in first grade, but I don't remember getting that talk. And so it's just such a different thing, and a way to, if we can actually give ourselves time and space to feel those feelings, you find that you don't need to numb them with food, and that you and your body can actually work together, but you have to be able to get on that same page. And that starts with, again, just maybe even some simple gratitude. Yeah. So start here. Find one thing today. Find one thing today that you're grateful for your body.
Yeah, we'd love to hear it in the comments if you're watching this, and write something in the comments that you're grateful for with your body. So awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tami, for taking the time out to chat with me today. It's always so much fun, and just brings back lots of memories of, wandering through the desert and Sedona and getting stuck on cliffs.
Yeah. So I thought of you the other day about that. Like I was glued to this cliff, like, help. That's when we bonded.
Yes. Awesome. Well, if you have any questions for Tami, feel free to reach out to her, ask her about Fiercely Focused. She's always an amazing resource. So thank you so much for being you, Tami. I appreciate it.
Same to you.